Changing minds one thought at a time.
Good evening, everyone. Good evening, Akina.
Good evening, Jessica. How you doing today?
I'm doing awesome. I just came back from an amazing bike ride, and I am pumped up. I am drinking my protein shake. I am excited, and I am so ready to talk about getting motivated tonight. Oh, my goodness, this is a topic which I absolutely love to discuss. It's so near and dear to my heart. Akina, I mean, this is what it's all about, isn't it?
Yes, most definitely. We got to keep ourselves pumping, moving, going so that we can keep motivated and get our dreams accomplished, right?
Oh, my goodness, absolutely. I could not be any more on page with you on this point. Motivation is crucial. It is key to everything. Tonight, it is such a fitting topic for where Akina is, where I am. Akina, can we just announce the good news about that book that we were talking about that came out on Saturday? On Thursday, we talked about a book. We had some amazing authors on our call, and Akina was part of that book. Can you tell everyone the good news on the book?
Yes, I can. The book, Motherhood, Dreams, and Success, You Can Have It All, is now an international bestseller, and they made it in 5 hours. Isn't that awesome? You have to get your copy out there, women, moms, non-moms, caregivers, whatever you do. If you need some motivation to get yourself pumping, to get yourself going for your dreams, that's a book to get.
Absolutely, and that's one of the main reasons why we wanted to talk about motivation tonight. Akina, I'm so proud of you. Congratulations on that. The other reason why I wanted to, yeah, of course, we love you, girl. And the other reason why I wanted to talk about motivation, and some people may not know this, but this is coming up this week, will be my 1-year anniversary of when I decided to change my life. And I am so thrilled. Thank you. It was June 27th last year that I actually decided my life needed to be changed. And, a lot of people may know me now as an athlete and an entrepreneur and, successful educationally. And, the side of me, the people who've met me through the show or Facebook or through my, athletic competitions or business ventures. And what a lot of people don't know, and these are people who knew me before, is that a year ago today, I was overweight, I was broke, I had absolutely horrific habits. I mean, it just really, and I needed to change, and I needed to get motivated, and I did. And a year later, I would never recognize the person that I was a year ago. And truthfully, it's hard to believe I'm still that person, and it's just no part of that person is left. I'm just a completely different individual. I changed. And what I want to do tonight is talk about how to get that motivation, because no matter where you are, no matter what you've done, no matter where you've been, no matter who's hurt you, and no matter what mistakes you made in the past, that does not have to play a role in the future. I've heard this quote, and I don't remember who said it, but, it says, let's stop living our past. Let's live our present. If you're dwelling on past mistakes, you are not living in the moment. And today we are all talking about getting motivated, living in the moment, and creating the life of your dreams. A year ago today, almost a year ago today, my life changed. And I'm going to talk now about getting motivated, if that's all right, and just talk about what it is. So, I want to start off the call tonight about really just getting motivated and talk about some of the main things that motivate people. So we live in a society, we live in a culture where one of the main motivations is money. Akina, I mean, how important is it to be financially stable and to create an abundant life?
Oh, it's crucial. It is crucial.
Yeah.
There's nothing like having your own financial freedom that you did yourself, and, and then being in your purpose while you're doing it. That's the ultimate, just to be able to say, I did it for myself. That's just,
Yes.
that's golden. That's golden.
Absolutely. And, money is a huge motivation. And, a lot of people look at money from two different perspectives. A lot of people who will look at money and say, you know what, well, there are, actually, I'd say there's three perspectives. And there's two I don't like, and there's one that I do. Some people look at money and they say, quote the Bible and say the money is the root of all evil. Well, that's not true, and that's not even what it says. It says that the love of money is the root of all evil. And truthfully, when you're pursuing money for the sole purpose of materialistic gain, that's not good. And it's not gratifying, and it's not a good motivator. And unfortunately, we live in an incredibly commercial society. I mean, people, including myself, have a lot of debt, and I'm still recovering from mistakes in my early 20s where I thought that my Louis Vuitton handbag made me better of a person. But we live in a society where, people spend money they don't have to try and impress people because they think that, it's going to somehow make them better. You know what? It doesn't make you better. I've been there and done that. It doesn't work. Like, save yourself the aggravation. It doesn't work. If that's how you're looking at money, it's not enough. And, when money is your motivator in that way, it is going to lead to a problem. It's going to lead to chaos. It's going to lead to failure. And you may temporarily get nice things, but once you get them, it's not going to sustain you. You can't take anything with you. That's what they always say, right? You can't take it with you. But in the same extent, when you have those things, you always want more. But the reason why you always want more is because they don't fulfill you. There's always going to be something bigger or better. There's always going to be something that's, more popular or more trendy. And it's not even about, needing 20 designer handbags or, 50 designer dresses or 6 Maseratis. It's not about that anymore. It comes to a point where material things can't fulfill you. So I don't like to look at money as a way to just acquire materialistic things. Now, I'm a lady. I like nice things. I like to dress up. I like to go out. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying nice things are bad. They're not. It's wonderful to be able to purchase them and enjoy them. But that's not enough, really, to motivate you to really create the life you want to live. Now, the second way to really look at money and say that money that's really incorrect is to say that, people who have money are evil. People who don't have money are not evil. And truthfully, we don't want all the evil people to have money, so we need good people to have money too. Money is not bad. Money is not inherently evil. There are issues if you misuse money, but that's another story. So, if you're the type of person that says, money is bad, well, guess what? You're never going to have money. You're telling God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. I call it God. You can call it whatever you want. You're saying, hey, I don't want this stuff because it's not good. He's going to say, okay, no problem. You can be broke. For me, money can be a motivator, and this is Susan Sly says this, and she's one of my really mentors. I admire her very much, and you should check out her work if you haven't heard it before. But she says all the time, poor people can't help poor people. And, if you want to be a person who can bless other people, it takes money to do that. If you want to go to the soup kitchen or you want to go to the shelter and you want to bless people, it costs money. If you want to go on a mission trip, it costs money. And, in more practical terms, if you're a mother or a father and you want to give your children a great life, you want to give them the tutoring they need, whatever, extracurricular activities they want to do, dance lessons, piano lessons, sporting events, it costs money. I can tell you I'm an athlete, and all the time I can't tell you how much money I spend on training gear, and I love to do it. It costs money. So money is not bad, and when you're using money for abundance and you're using money to bless others, money can be a good and a powerful motivator. So let's talk about another type of motivation, and that's competition. So when you're competing, now competition, again, can be a very, very strong motivator. I compete every day, and there's one person in the competition, me. Every day I strive to be a little bit better than I was the day before. And, competition against other people, it leads to empty victories. It really does. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I actually I have a fracture in my leg. A lot of people who are maybe following me on Facebook know that I'm recovering from a leg injury. I was lucky and fortunate enough to be allowed to walk my 10K today. And I hit my very worst time, and one of my friends was very proud of herself for having gone faster than me. And she's like, oh, I beat you. And I said, well, like, you want a cookie? Like, I have a fractured leg and a serious neurological disorder. Like, really? I'm like, why are you competing with me? It doesn't make any sense to me. It didn't make any sense. As far as I was concerned, it was the longest distance I was going to walk or run, really, since I got my injury. And it took a lot out of me, and I was so happy, and I felt so, really so blessed and so thankful and proud to have made it across the finish line. And I didn't care whether I was first, last. Never looked back. I didn't look on my, to New York Roadrunners. I didn't sign into my account and check the time. I didn't, look to see who I beat. I didn't care what place I was in or, where I placed in my age bracket. I did my best, and I was happy with that. So, that's really where it comes down to competition and being a motivator. Another really powerful motivator is praise. And, as human beings, we want to feel loved. We want to feel that we are needed. We want to feel appreciated, and that's a really powerful motivator. A lot of people enter into types of service, industries, and Akina and I can tell you, Akina, isn't that why we're doing this?
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
We want to get the word out.
Yeah, we're doing this. Well, we're doing this really for service, and that really, I guess, comes down to another thing we're going to talk about. But in the same sense today, I got the biggest smile on my face, and Akina and I are both involved in network marketing. We've said it before, and I got a message today from someone on my team who just said, I thank you so much for introducing me to this product. It's been life-changing. And she had a smiley face and we're in the health industry, so a before and after picture. And she's telling me all the things she can do now that she couldn't do before she got healthy. And I just, my entire face lit up. I felt so wonderful. And, other people appreciating it. And I had a call, I had a phone call with a gentleman too, and, he told me, I really appreciate the fact that you are taking your time to talk to me and that, that you seem to care about me when you just met me. And it's really true. Human beings just want to be cared for. And, I try to live my life to really care about everyone I meet and to just really see the goodness in people. And when you do, just, you receive so much more in return. So I think it's really a powerful way to be motivated. It's just, and if you have a spouse or a boyfriend or girlfriend or friendships that you want to try and cultivate, remember the fact that people want to feel loved. Tell people you care about, that you appreciate them. Tell people, your parents, your grandparents, anyone who's made a difference in your life, let them know it. Tell them, wow, you know what, I appreciate you for this. And Akina, how many times a day do we just send each other messages or just call each other and just say, I appreciate you so much?
Oh, we do that all the time. It's all about lifting the other person's spirit, letting them know that they matter, and letting them know that they can do anything that they want to do. We do it all the time.
Yeah, absolutely. And I was actually attempting to sign up for a card today at a retail store so I can make purchases, and I had to ask Akina. I said, well, I need information, Akina. I don't know how to do this. And she was right there helping me out. And I said, Akina, I appreciate you so much because the whole numbers thing just doesn't work for me. I said, I couldn't do this if it wasn't for you. So I'm going to tell her this publicly too, but I told her in person or on the phone today. And, I appreciate Akina so much. And I think the reason why we work well together is just because we always are letting each other know, hey, I really appreciate you. And, if you have a coworker, if you have someone in your life that you are not getting along with, find something good about them and let them know it. And your relationship is going to change. So, and I think that the kind of brings us to another level. We just started to touch on this in motivation. And this is probably the most powerful and enlightened, if you will, type of motivation. And that's the motivation of service in leadership. And that's when you are motivated by giving back to others. And you're motivated to lead others. You're motivated to inspire others. And, for me, this is the most powerful kind of motivation. Like I said, a year ago today, I was just such a different person, living such a different lifestyle. And there's been so much change for me. There's been so much growth in me that I feel like I have to just shout it from the rooftops. I have to give back. I'm so grateful for who I've become, and I'm so grateful for all of the people in my life who've made it a possibility. And I'm so grateful for just really coming to really love myself and to really really take my life into my hands and to start creating the life I want to live. I have to share it. It's not an option. Like, these phone calls are so important to me because I love to tell everyone, you can change your life. You can, and it's just, for me, giving that back is just the highest level of motivation for me. It really is. And I think that's just an important type of motivation. And, Akina, why is service so important to you?
I don't know. I've always wanted to serve. I watched my great-grandmother do it. I watched my mother do it. And it's just the look on someone's face when they were feeling so down and you just came through for them. Or the time when nobody believed in them, but you did. And the smile on their face when they feel like, wow, I do mean something to somebody. That is what I get out of it. I get high off of making other people happy. I get high off of motivating people. I get high off of seeing them accomplish their dreams. Graduation days when I was a dean, best, because I saw the smiles on their faces. And I remember them being in the class. It's like, I don't want to do this anymore, Dr. Finch. But they were walking across the stage. They were receiving a diploma that they worked real hard for. And all they wanted to say was, thank you for believing in me. Thank you for trusting me. Thank you for fighting for me when I didn't want to fight for myself. And that's when it really matters, when you're touching the lives, when you're shaping the lives, when you're molding lives, and it was all selfless. That's when it really matters.
Yeah, it's just so amazing, Akina, and it's exactly how I feel when, I work with children. I do have a full-time job, and I don't know if I've ever told anyone what I did on the radio show, but I work with children with autism, young children, and, all day I'm really serving people. And whether or not it's through my network marketing company, serving people by getting them healthy, or it's through my full-time job where I teach young children who with special needs, or whether or not it's through this radio show or, my involvement in my church, either way, it's like, for me, I just feel like I need to serve people all the time. And, you may not have that need. It may not be that powerful motivator for you, and that's okay. Not everyone has to be the same. Everyone is different. Everyone has different talents, and everyone has different motivations. So, you might find yourself in one or all of the categories we just talked about. But, see what happens if you attempt to just love others and you just attempt to serve others. It can be something as simple as just saying something nice to someone that you're talking to. I always try to just be kind to everyone I interact with, whether or not it's like someone who's, a telemarketer. I'll ask their name and say, oh, how are you doing today? Or, if I go to the store, I make sure I ask how the person is doing who helps me check out. And I make sure if I go there often that I know who they are and I call them by their name and show them respect. And I really just, I take that with me wherever I go. And I'm always just trying to help other people out. And, today in the race, someone dropped her key. And all these people were looking at this person who dropped their key. And I was doing, I couldn't run. But everyone was just stepped on the key and walked past it. And I picked up the key and I said, I really wanted to find this person, and I knew what she looked like. And I actually sprinted, and don't tell anyone because it's supposed to be a secret. I'm not clear to run. I'm only clear to walk. But I sprinted only about a minute or so to catch up with this person and give her her key and said, excuse me, you dropped your key. And I saw that, and it was disappointing to me that all these people saw her drop it and just stepped on it. And I said, wow, how different could the world be if we just were a little kinder to each other? And, for me, see what happens. Because when you put kindness into the world, you just receive it tenfold back. And it may not be from the same person. It may not be in the same situation, but when you treat other people all the time with kindness and when you always act in integrity, then you're going to attract that type of thing into your life. But so those are all kind of like the basic types of motivation. And now I really want to get a little deeper into motivation. So, for me, why is motivation important? Motivation is important because it allows you to leave a bad situation and enter into a good situation. Now, you may tell me, my life is perfect. My life is not bad. I love my life the way it is, and I don't really need to get motivated. But you know something? You always have room to grow. Or you may be in a situation with me where I was a year ago, where, you may be saying, I really need to change. My habits are bad. My attitude's bad. I don't love myself. I'm not respecting my body. Something really needs to change. And no matter what place you're in today, I want you to really listen carefully, over the next few minutes from our call. This is going to change your life. If you get it, it will change your life. And this is something which completely changed my life. And, it's really powerful. So please, if you're listening to this while you're driving, I know a lot of people listen to these calls when they're at the gym or when they're driving or when they're, I listen to podcasts when I'm riding my bike. Listen to this part of this call again when you get home, and especially if you're listening to this recorded. Everything's recorded. We'll tell you how to get it at the end. And write this down, because if you understand what I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes, you have the ability to change your life, just like I did. All right, so we're going to talk now, and I'm actually going to take you back to, once I decided to change my life, I became obsessed with personal development. I just bought every book I could. I still commit to listening to probably 3 to 4 audiobooks a week on personal development. I attended seminars. I do podcasts constantly. I do these podcasts, but I listen to them constantly. I'm just always into personal growth. I have journals I do. I meditate. I pray every day. And one of the first experiences I had with personal development, and one of the first conferences I attended, was through something called Synergy Education. It's based in New York City. And, I just want to just give them credit where credit's due, because, what I'm going to tell you I learned from them. So what I learned at that very first seminar on personal development that really played a very large role in shaping me into the person I am today is that there's 3 kinds of information. So the first type of information is what you know. So, Akina, what is something that you know?
I know education.
Right. You know education, right? Well, I know how to ride a bike. I know how to speak English. There's a lot of things I know that I know how to do. That's not really important. Who cares what you know how to do? You already know how to do it. And there's another type of information. That's what you know you don't know. So, Akina, tell me something you know you don't know.
I do not know how to cut grass.
Yeah, me neither. That's something I don't think I will ever, hopefully I will never have to know how to do that. But absolutely. I know I don't know how to speak Chinese. I learned that the hard way today, actually, trying to buy some Chinese herbs in Chinatown. But, I know it just didn't work. I knew I didn't know how to do it. But, I know I don't know how to do it. Now, that's not really that important either. Because if there's something that you know that you don't know how to do, you can learn it. If I really wanted to learn to speak Chinese, I mean, I am more than capable of buying Rosetta Stone or going to any one of the numerous, language cources or meetups in New York City and learning. I can do it. Akina, if you get motivated to cut some grass, then certainly you can learn how to do it, right?
I don't think that'll ever happen, but yeah, I guess I could. But yes, I could be motivated to cut some grass. Yes.
Exactly. If you had to, you can learn how to do it. Well, again, it's not really important because you can learn what you don't know how to do. But there's a third type of information, and this is the most important kind of information there is. And if you've never heard this, this is what's going to change your life. Write this down. The third type of information is what you don't know, you don't know. And I'm going to say that again. It's what you don't know, you don't. Each one of us has inside of us these kind of ideas, these beliefs, these fears, and all of this stuff comes from our experience. But there's things that, we haven't ever experienced before. And as a result, we don't know about them. We've never heard of them. And they don't exist to us. And it could be something like very simple, like, my friends were telling me about this great place that they traveled recently. And I had never heard of the place. And I didn't know about it, but it sounds like a really cool place to travel. And the name is escaping me. I actually wrote it down on my goal list, so I'll be rereading it tonight. But now it's a goal I have to go there. And before, it was never a goal to go there because I didn't know the place exists. But when we're in the realm, when we start to experience what we don't know, that's where we create from. See, we're not creating if we stay all the time with what we know, because if we know it, it's done. We're not really creating if we, stay in the realm of what we know we don't know. I mean, we could be achieving, but when we create, that's when we start to see our lives differently. What can my life look like? A year ago, I didn't know my life could look like this. I didn't know I could be healthy. I didn't know I could be physically fit. I didn't know I could be running marathons. I didn't know I'd have a radio show. I never saw this anywhere in my realm of possibilities. But I started to every day meditate and pray on, wow, what can my life look like? How different can it be? And I started to envision myself doing things and having things that I never thought were possible. And that's really what motivation is all about. It's about taking your life from where it is and to creating the life you want to live. Because that's where we're going to be happy. That's where we're going to feel abundant. And that's where we're going to feel fulfilled. When we take our lives and bring it to a level we never thought we could. And that's the type of motivation that I want everyone to really come to understand and get. And we have to close the call in just a couple minutes, so we don't have a ton of time tonight. And it's a topic I really love, and I would love to just do a podcast just on the topic of creation and what you don't know that you don't know. And, Akina and I will set that up for sure in the next couple of weeks because I think it's so important, and we kind of ran out of time. But, and I said this before, I'll say it again, your life can be different. It can. The life that you've always wanted to live, that you never thought you could, you can create it. You have to believe that. And when you do, when you fully understand that and you live in that creative spirit, every dream you ever have can and will come true. And I just want to leave you on that note tonight. I don't know if, Akina, there's anything you want to add before we close our call.
Well, you mentioned that you're going to tell them how they're supposed to find us.
Absolutely. Yes, if you want to access this podcast, again, if you're listening live, Or, if you want to, like I said, access it from a different place, you can find us on Podomatic. You can download us right there from on Podomatic. We are also on iTunes. You can listen to us right off of iTunes. On our website, Changing Minds Online. We have a YouTube channel as well. And, of course, we're always on Blog Chat Radio. So those are all the different ways. We'd love to connect with you on social media as well. We have Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. So send us a tweet or a message on Facebook, like our page, and we'll interact with you that way. And, we love to hear from you. So send us comments, send us thoughts. We read every single email that gets sent to us, and we respond to every email that gets sent to us. So our email is contact us at Changing Minds Online. If you love the call tonight and you just want to let us know, and, we love getting those types of emails. And if you, have any questions, shoot us a message. We will get back to you. Either Keenan and I will definitely get back to you. And if there's anything you want to hear us talk about, we are open to, we want to meet the needs of our listeners, and we want to really serve you guys, as we talked about. So let us know, hey, Jess, can you talk about this? And we will make it happen. And if we can't make it happen, we will find someone to bring on our Empowering Women series on Thursday to make it happen for you. So with that said, I'm going to end the call. God bless. Have a great night, and I hope to see or hear you guys all on Thursday at our Empowering Women series at 9 o'clock. Have a great night, Akina. Thank you.
You too. Have a good night, everyone. Good night.